Hi, everyone. So good to have you here. In this short video, we are going to cover how to be a leader. My name is Jessica. I'm with the College of Business, where we share the basics of organizational behavior, human relations, and management. And we do that to make sure that you are well set up for personal health as well as work success. Leadership can best be described maybe as a process of social influence, where one person who's the leader can enlist the aid and support of others in the accomplishment of a common task. And that means we don't have to have formal authority, but rather people look up to us. Another common definition of leadership is to organize a group of people to achieve a common goal. And that's what we see mostly in organizations, is that we have a goal and we are generating enthusiasm for the people so that they want to achieve the goal. So this means that leadership really is an action. It's an action. It's something we do. It's not a position. Our two learning objectives, these are the things that you should know after watching this video, are to first define the various types of management styles, and then you're going to think about how you can determine which style to use in a variety of different situations. So what are management styles? Management styles are how you go about doing your management activities. The management style ties really closely into leadership style, but they are different, and we're going to talk about that in the next video. There isn't necessarily one management style that is better than another one. They're just different from each other, and you might use them in different situations. And so the key word here really is situations. You should pick a management style that best fits the situation that you find yourself in. So let's take a look at some of the more common management styles. And as we talk about this here, think about the managers that you have had in your past and what style they have used. And as you do that, that might help you understand better the different styles, how they work in action, or maybe how you go about doing it when you lead or manage other people. When we look at the styles of management, we typically see them falling into one out of two main categories. It's the task-oriented management style, or it's the people-oriented management style. Tasks or people, right? A task-oriented management style focuses mostly on the details, what needs to get done. This task-oriented manager is going to look at the technical or task aspects of the job. How are we making sure that we're executing on what needs to get done? The important thing for this manager is that their employees know what is expected and that the employees have the tools that they need so they can do their job. The people-oriented manager, on the other hand, is concerned about the personal relationships that they have with the coworkers and the interpersonal relationships among the coworkers. This manager emphasizes friendships, getting along with each other. And this manager mostly cares about the welfare of the people, how they feel, and how they experience the environment. And these managers are friendly and trusting. And so if you have somebody who's task-oriented, right, they would be high on task orientation. If they're also low on people orientation, we would call them a harsh manager. This is the manager that enforces without any warmth, without empathy, which can result in resentment and very poor employee retention. If you pivot to somebody who's high in people orientation, we might call them permissive. This manager shows warmth and empathy, but they don't enforce anything. And so as a result, we might have a complacent culture and very poor performance. Neither of these are really desirable. What's the least desirable is maybe the cool permissiveness. This is the manager that is low both in task and in people orientation. This manager really lacks warmth and enforcement. So you have confused people, the culture is a mess, you have poor performance, and you have poor retention. People will leave. Ideally, you want to be the compassionate and enforcing manager. That's the person that has strong warmth and also strong enforcing. So we're holding others accountable, and we are also maintaining positive relationships. So when we look at these specific styles of management now, we're going to talk about 6 of them. The first one is the participatory management style. This is a style that focuses on task-oriented and people-oriented styles. This style emphasizes how employees assign tasks, how their assigned tasks fit into a larger picture. This manager, the participatory manager, also provides support and input as needed. As a result, the focus is on the task, but also on the person and the relationships. So when you use the participatory style, that's best suited when your employee has work experience. The deadlines allow for providing the time that they need to focus on their task. You can be there to support them. You can support the task at hand. That is the participatory style. If you need a more hands-on management style, you would be using the directing style. That is the second specific management style. Think about when you have a very tight deadline, maybe an emergency situation. In these situations, you really need someone to give direction so that tasks can be accomplished quickly. And that's what the directing manager would do. So think about it. You have a small business. You bake dog treats for the little town that you live in, and you sell them there locally. You have one other employee. You're the manager. And you just received an order for 100 dog cookies that needs to be done the same day. You need to bake them today. When you manage your employee, using a directing style might be best here to make sure that the order gets complete within the next couple of hours. This style really doesn't focus on the person, but just getting the task done. So we are really just task-oriented when we are directing. So you will have just one-way communication. You will tell the employee what needs to get done. There is no room for feedback. So you are not allowing for two-way communication here. Lastly, on this slide, the third style is the teamwork management style. This is a highly people-oriented approach where you focus mostly on relationships. This manager believes that there's value in having people working in teams so that they can have relationships among each other. The teamwork manager assumes that if the individuals who work together, they work well. And when that happens, well working together, the task will be successfully accomplished. The advantage of this style is that you are able to pool resources and abilities from all these different people. So we are saying here that the diversity of people is very useful. Fourthly, we have the autocratic style. This one takes a task-only focus, as you might imply from the name. The autocratic manager makes most of the decisions for the unit, and they just want to get things done. Relationships are really secondary. This manager will tell people what to do. It's my way or the highway. We can call this type of manager a taskmaster. This manager uses their authority and makes all of the decisions. Who is going to do what? How is it going to be done? And when it should get done. On the other side, or in the middle, maybe we should say, we have the participative, not participatory. We already talked about that. The participative style, which is a management style that seeks input from employees. So when you're setting your goals, you're making plans, you're determining objectives, goals, right? This is viewed more as a group effort where everyone gets to have input rather than the manager making all of the decisions. Lastly, number 6 is the free rein style. This is on the other extreme from the autocratic style. This style gives employees freedom to make decisions completely on their own. They can do whatever they want to do when they do it, as long as the tasks get done. The manager may establish some objectives or goals, but the employee get to choose how they meet those goals, how they do it. In other words, the leader here tends to be removed from the day-to-day activities, but tends to be available to help employees deal with any situation that may come up. So this can be really beneficial to organizations when they are using the free rein style. For instance, Google used this, and they call the Google grouplets. So Google, as you might know, believe that employees should be able to have some time of their own to work on stuff that interests them. And we know that the Google engineer spends roughly 20% of their time on something that they choose. And so we have a bunch of Google engineers coming together in these grouplets with the free rein style. And this grouplet gets to work on their idea with essentially no budget, but whatever they can come up with, they will do. So a bunch of people who are committed to an idea and willing to work to convince the rest of the company to adopt it. Interesting point of note here is that Gmail, if you use Gmail, was developed using a grouplet. So in summary here, we are, as with communication, a different management style should be used depending on the employee, right? So whoever you're managing, you're matching your style. You have a task-oriented style that focuses on getting the job done. People-oriented styles focus on their relationships. Those are the two main categories. Participatory style involves both task and people orientation and support. The directing style is focused on the task only, doesn't allow for employee participation. The teamwork style focuses on having people together in a group, and it is people-oriented. The advantage of this style is the ability to use strengths from everyone on the team, which enhances diversity. An autocratic style does not allow for employee decision-making. The focus is rather just get the task done. The participative style constantly requires input from the employees. And finally, the free rein style gives employees freedom to make decisions on how things will get done. So if you like this video, make sure to subscribe. Just click on the subscribe button below this video. I'll see you at the next one. Bye for now.